Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new then welcome. My name is Kirsten and I'm a mum of one. I make videos on YouTube about my mum life, hacks, hauls, tips, sit downs and everything else in between. So if that's something you're interested in, please hit the red subscribe button. I would love to have you stick around. I put up new content every week, so subscribe if that's something that you're interested in. In today's video I thought I would do an end of year Q&A. So I put out on some of my social media platforms that I was going to do a Q&A and to send in your questions. So I have a few. Most of them came from a Facebook group, but I do have one from Instagram, so I'm going to start with that one first. And this one is from Kate, from Kate's Diary Vlogs, and she asks, what is my favorite ice cream flavor? And to answer your question, Kate, my favorite ice cream flavor is choc mint. I think it is the best, hands down. We'll always go for choc mint. So I've got a couple of questions from a YouTube group, so here we go. So I've got the questions on my phone. So the first question is from Jess from Otterly in Love, and she asks, what does your hubby think about you doing YouTube? So my husband is in my vlogs, so you would have seen him. His name is Ryan, and I think he's fine with it. We watch a lot of YouTube together. My husband's very into like filming and editing as well. We edit on different softwares, so unfortunately I don't get him to edit. We have joked about him like editing my stuff before, but yeah, he's quite into it. I sort of explain things about the YouTube algorithm and he sort of explains things about filming and editing and those kinds of things. So yeah, he's pretty okay with it. The next question is from Sam Fowler, which is the Diary of a Young Mum, and she asks, the best advice you ever got about being a mum? That's a hard one. Best advice. I think the best advice I've had, and it's kind of the advice that I like to give to other mums, is the way that you parent your child is the right way. Because I think when you're a mum, if you're a mum already or you're becoming a mum, you'll find that lots of people give you advice and they're saying you should do it this way, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. And I think the most important thing, or the best advice I've ever been told, is the way that you parent your child is the right way, because whatever you do for your child, you do it with the best intentions, and if that's the way you want to do things, then that's right for your family. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say, Sam. The way that you parent your child is the right way. The next question is from Ashley Sarah MUA, and she asks, something in labour you didn't expect to happen. So I haven't really talked about my whole childbirth experience. It was a very, very positive experience. It wasn't like negative or anything like that. But in regards to something in labour I didn't expect, there's two things. So I was induced, and if you've been induced, what happens is you usually go in the night before, they give you gel to help you dilate, and then the next day they give you the hormone replacement drug to help the contractions come on. But what I didn't expect, which is apparently it's about 10% chance, is the gel actually sent me into labour. So probably within about an hour of having the gel, I was already having contractions, probably about 10 to 12 minutes apart. So that's one thing I didn't expect in labour, because I obviously wasn't expecting to go into labour till the next day. Essentially, they pretty much said to me, we'll give you the gel, you'll feel a bit crampy, and then you'll have dinner and go to sleep, and then we'll check you later on. So that's one thing I wasn't expecting. So the other thing that I wasn't expecting when I was in labour is my contractions were about 3 minutes apart, and they sort of had been for maybe a good hour or so, maybe an hour and a half, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I think I'd been in labour for maybe 7 hours, I think, maybe 7, or yeah, it must have been about 7.5 hours I'd been in labour, and I was like, right, yeah, I need I need to call for my epidural. It was the middle of the night, but anaesthetist was on call and they're like, yeah, he's about 20-25 minutes away. And what I wasn't expecting is that he was going to have car problems. So he had like RAC, which is like our roadside assistance stuff here in Australia. But yeah, they had to come out, and like his wife had to ring the hospital, and he's like, yep, like he's coming, he just couldn't drive to the hospital. So I ended up waiting, instead of 20-25 minutes, I ended up waiting an hour and a half for the anaesthetist to come and give me an epidural. So yeah, they're two things actually that I wasn't expecting in labour. The next question is from Melissa from Kenan and Melissa Vlogs, and oh, actually there's a few questions I didn't realise. Number one is, I would love to know what Ryan's reaction and words were when he first saw Madison. I don't really think he said anything. Like, I think I ended up, sorry, I didn't realise I didn't like carry on from like the last question. I ended up having a cesarean section, which is totally fine. I was well aware that it was a possibility, so we were fine with that. I think he was just not necessarily overwhelmed, but like in awe, I think. I should really ask him. I just think he was like, wow, that's my kid. I think that's the kind of he didn't say that, but I think that's the feeling he had. I don't really remember him saying anything, to be honest. I was heavily drugged. So Melissa asked how many kids you both want. I think 2. I think 2 is where we will cap it. I always have that thought where I think, oh, 3 would be nice, but 3 is, it's a big jump from 2 to 3. We have 1 and we're very happy with 1. I think 1 more would probably be where we would go. That's it. So yeah, well, I'm gonna say we would want 2. And Melissa's last question is, what would your dream job be? I sort of thought about this recently, mainly because I'm on maternity leave and I have a very good job to go back to, a very flexible job, very family friendly job. But is it something that I want to do for the rest of my life? Probably not. I think if it was possible, I would like to be a personal shopper. That would be fun. I'm really enjoying content creation. If I could do it at a level and be paid for it, that would be good. I probably don't have the skill set to do it, but I'm really enjoying it. I think I would really enjoy being a PA. I'm very good at organising and remembering all the little things. So I think being a PA I would really enjoy. But yeah, I think if it was in an ideal world, my dream job is to be the stay-at-home mum. I love being able to do things with Madison. I love being able to have the time. I'm very, very grateful that I've been able to, you know, spend all this time with her and take longer than I know a lot of mums can. Actually, on the day that I'm filming this, I've actually been on maternity leave for a full year, which is amazing. That I know plenty of mums who unfortunately had to go back to work. But yes, I think my dream job is being a mum. But if we're talking like paid jobs, it's probably like something to do in content creation is probably something I would be interested in, or maybe being a PA. So the next questions are from Natasha from Adoring 4, and she has 2 questions. So the first one is, what advice would you give someone wanting to start a YouTube channel? There's a few things that I would say if you want to start a YouTube channel. One is just do it. Like, don't be a perfectionist. And I know that's really hard for people, but you know, just start. You'll find that once you get your first video uploaded and on YouTube and public, then it becomes easier to continue. The next thing I would say is consistency. Consistency is really important. It's not only important for anyone who potentially subscribes or watches your content, but it's also good for the YouTube algorithm. YouTube rewards people who upload regularly. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. when creating YouTube content, you need to have drive and focus. You need to understand what your reason for putting content is. For a lot of the people that I know, it's about creating family memories and, you know, helping other mums and things like that, and sharing information, which is one of the things that I do. I do other little bits and pieces here and there, but a lot of my content is like vlogs and mum content and things like that. So I tend to make the videos that I enjoy watching. So on my channel, that's why you see vlogs, family vlogs, because I like watching them. I like watching cleaning videos. I like watching haul videos. Grocery hauls I'm getting into, and I for some reason didn't realize that I actually watch quite a few, so I've got a few on my channel. So Vlogmas was a huge thing for me. I am Christmas obsessed, and I'm pretty sure the majority of my Vlogmas content probably I would probably go as far as saying that 90 to 95 of my Vlogmas content was actually Christmas related, whereas people just do what they had in December. But I think the majority of mine were Christmas or festive related videos, because I'm a huge believer of Christmas. I love getting into the spirit of things. So yeah, find something that you're passionate about and understand why you're creating your content. Natasha's other question is, what has been the best part since starting YouTube related? I think the best thing about it has been finding our little vlogging, Australian vlogging mums group on Facebook. We communicate. I've met some wonderful, lovely women on that group, and we sort of are able to connect over YouTube, and obviously then we can connect over normal life things, whether it's, you know, dealing with a mum bod, or, you know, Christmas shopping, or having kids, or life in general. It's not just all about YouTube, it's about life as a whole. So the next question is from Alexandra, and I don't know what your YouTube channel is, and I was trying to look for it before. If you're watching this or you're from our Aussie vlogging mums group, let me know down in the comments what Alexandra's channel is, so I can link it down below for her. And Alexandra's question is, are your friends and family supportive about you doing YouTube? So this is an interesting question, mainly because I've been very selective about who knows I do YouTube and who doesn't. And I think that's more of a, I want to say a shame thing. Like I'm worried that people are not going to be approved. I've definitely become more okay with it, and it is my goal for 2018 to put it out there a bit more. Like, I don't advertise or promote or even mention that I do YouTube on my Facebook, like my personal Facebook, so no one knows that. I do it on my Instagram, which is where that's my main social media outlet. Like, I dabble in Facebook now, whereas like Instagram is like I'm constantly on Instagram. So family, I've mentioned it to my family, and they've been in bits and pieces, but I don't think they understand the full scope of being on YouTube quite yet. I think they will probably get it in the new year as my channel starts to grow, hopefully. But yeah, I think now that it's sort of becoming a bit more of a thing in my life, I think some people might think it's a phase. Friends, I have one of my best friends, she watches all my content, so that's really nice. Like, she was telling me recently that it feels like when we don't see each other very often, that she's like up to date with my life because she watches, you know, my content. But yeah, most of my friends are okay with me being on YouTube and doing it, being in them. I try to be respectful. Like, I understand that not everyone wants to be in my content and on the internet, even though they're on Facebook, so they're, I guess, okay with it, supportive enough. Some of them, you know, are subscribed and some of them watch, but yes, that's something I'm going to be working on in 2018. So the last question I have is from Mel from For the Love of Sorted, and she asks, what is the biggest lesson you've learned this year? Ooh, that's a hard one, Mel. In regards to YouTube, the biggest lesson I have learned is how to be better at time management in regards to filming, uploading, editing, all those kinds of things. I in the beginning was very sporadic, didn't know what I was doing, and then I slowly started to get into an upload schedule and, you know, things like planning content and editing and things like that. So learning tips and tricks, not necessarily to cut corners, but to be more efficient at my time management in regards to being a mum and like a life. The biggest thing I've learned in life, I was wondering what I could hear, and it's Ryan flying the drone outside this window, so I apologize. The biggest thing that I've learned in life is to just go with the flow. I've become a lot better at going with the flow. I still plan heaps. I still allow heaps of time because Madison doesn't like to be rushed. So I've always been good at being organized and planning and things like that, but going with the flow has probably been the biggest life lesson, because you have to do that with kids. You have to deal with that they're having a grumpy day, or that they don't want to eat at the moment, and you know, they're having days where they're not sleeping. We're very, very lucky that those are very, very, very few days for us, because Madison has been an amazing first child. I think it's definitely lulled us into that false sense of security that being a parent is easy. I'm definitely prepared that the next one will be a lot harder, but I think that's the thing, is going with the flow, understanding that not everything goes to plan, and yeah, just taking life as it comes. So that's all the questions for this end of year Q&A. If you have any other questions for me that you would like me to answer in another Q&A, please leave a comment down below. I actually found doing a Q&A quite fun, so yes, I would love to do another one. So leave a question down below if you would like me to answer it for you. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you stick around, so hit the red subscribe button. And if you don't want to miss an upload, make sure you hit the bell next to it. It'll send you a notification when I upload a video. But otherwise guys, that's it for today's video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.